Yo, what's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing today? How's everyone's day been? It's a late night stream. These are just genuinely like the streaming hours that I enjoy the most. Just in the middle of the night. There's just something nice about it. Something truly nice about it. What's up, JB? What's up, Kona? Kisuke, Keyshawn, Immortal, Tanua, Dubby. How you guys all doing? I'm doing good, Kisuke. It's been a nice day. It's been a good day today. What's up, Snailium? What is up, everybody? What is up? What is up? How's the audio sounding? Let me know in the chat how the audio is sounding to you guys. Press, Outerverse, how you doing? Crawler, your phone broke? That sucks, bro. Professor Fiction, what's up, dude? How you doing? Jacob, how you doing? Everyone in the chat, if you haven't already, go check out Professor Fiction's channel. He makes really good power scaling videos. Definitely check him out. He makes really good stuff. Sounds good? Sick, sick. That's dope, Professor Fiction. I'm happy you're having a good time there, bro. But what's up, everybody? So the audio's good. That's good to hear. Thank you. That's awesome. All right, guys. So today we're gonna be doing kind of like an OG power scaling type live stream today. These things used to be really common back in the. If there's any unks in the chat, and by unk I just mean if you're over 20 years old, so not a real unk, maybe a yunk. Like a young unk is the better term, but basically if you're over 20 years old, you probably saw, and you've been in anime for a while, you've probably seen like types of videos like this before for Dragon Ball Z characters, where people would create a tier list and just like list out all of the power levels for the characters in the series, even characters that did not get like a written power level. YouTubers would just like calculate what their power level would be based off of different narrative elements in the story. That's what we're going to be doing today, but like the Hunter x Hunter version, we're going to actually be using their aura levels. So aura, this is something that we actually get a numerical value to for a few of the characters, and it gives us an understanding about a couple different things in Hunter x Hunter. So like in Hunter x Hunter, it's more complex than it is in Dragon Ball Z, because in Dragon Ball Z, it's just like, if you have a power level that's bigger than your opponent, then you're just guaranteed going to win, like almost 100% of the time. But in Hunter x Hunter, there's a couple more elements to it, like there's strategy that's involved. Your Hatsu ability can change things. If you know their ability, they don't know yours, that affects who could win as well. It also, there's other factors such as like who's in their best condition. All these different things like factor into like how Nen combat works. I think Togashi was modeling Nen combat after like real martial arts, because those are all kind of things like real martial artists would think of in some way, shape, or form. But anyway, there's a few things to aura that like determine how battles go, at least a little bit. So if you have a lot more like total aura than another person, and you have a higher aura output than them, then they really can't hurt you with just like raw physical Nen attacks. This is shown a couple different times throughout the series. A good example is the example I have on the screen here. It's where Gon fought the Owl and Bat and Chimera Ants, and the Owl and Bat Chimera Ants were like wailing on Gon basically, but there's this line of dialogue where they're like, he has a lot more latent aura than them. So he's not getting hurt despite being punched a bunch of times. Okay, there's a couple other statements where this happens. Like another one is where Killua fights Genthru's goon, and in the manga, Killua's like, I won't be able to do significant damage with just straight up attacks against him because he has more aura than me. Yeah, we'll talk a bit more about aura output. versus like aura capacity in a little bit here. The big thing I wanted to get across first before we start making the tier list. Asnilium, you said styles make fights. That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's like a true thing in like real life martial arts, and it's a true thing in Nen combat too. But the big thing I wanted to talk about in today's video is well, today's live stream is like the concept of like who has the most total aura. So we see here with Gon, this is him after completing a month of training with Biscuit. He has a he has a total aura of 21,500. And then Knuckle has a line of dialogue where he says this is about as much aura as a mid-level pro. Like this 21,500 margin is like around what a mid-level pro would have. Killua should be like just on par with Gon. And it's debatable who would have like more total aura. It seems like Gon has more output, but you could make an argument that Killua has like maybe slightly more total. That's a debatable thing. Let me know what you guys think about that. But yeah, or you could just say they have like exactly the same amount. And if one of them has a slightly higher total aura than the other, it's probably a difference of like 5 points or something. It's super close. Anyway, yeah, that's Gon's total aura. That's what a mid-level pro looks like. And then we see with Youpi and Morel, we get their numbers as well. So like Knuckle says that Morel has 70,000, which is a little bit more than 3 times as much as what Gon has. And he says that Youpi would have at least 10 times as much as Morel. It actually might have been more than that. This was just like Knuckles' estimate, so it could have been higher than 700,000, but those are like the 3 numerical values that we actually get. We get Gon, a mid-level pro at 21,000. We get Morel, who's like considered to be like a high-level pro. Or at least like a seasoned veteran, even more experienced than Knuckle, and he's at 70k. And then we get Youpi is just like a whole other playing field. He's 700,000. Okay. And just using different context clues throughout the series, we can kind of like fill in the gaps and figure out, or at least get an idea about where everyone else would be. And then here's the explanation of what aura output is. Like the Monster, you said, are we excluding certain characters? No, I'll put quite a bit in there. I might do just like top 30. What did I title it? Yeah, I titled it top 30, but I might do more than that. Anyway, so yeah, here's the explanation of what like aura output is. Versus aura capacity. The manga, like they use the term potential aura power and actual aura power, but it's way easier to just say aura capacity and aura output. It's just more intuitive. It makes more sense. I'm also pretty sure this is where the author of Jujutsu Kaisen got the idea for cursed energy output, cursed energy capacity. I'm pretty sure he just got it from this. But yeah, that's what Knuckles talking about. He's saying like you can have a ton of aura in your body, but depending on how much you've trained, that determines how much output you have at a specific time. And yeah, here's just some more statements about Youpi's aura. He was this was something I had said in a previous stream. This was the timestamp. It says it was 11 minutes and 43 seconds into the Palace Hunters invasion. Youpi had been transforming a bunch of times. Oh, my fault. It was 7 minutes 53 seconds into the Palace invasion. Youpi had been transforming over and over and doing like aura explosions. And then the narrator says Youpi was now down to less than 500,000 aura. The crazy thing about that is like Youpi burned through 200,000 aura and he's not even tired. We also get like a measurement for how much aura is required for Gon to do rock. That's like 2,000. So that's like the equivalent of doing what? Like, is that 100 rocks? 100 rocks worth of power? It's like in the range of 50 to 100 because Knuckles says it costs twice as much to activate. It costs 2,000 to activate, 2,000 to follow through, but anyway, Youpi was burning through aura like crazy, wasn't even tired, just has an insane amount. And then this is talking about Gon's aura output. His like overall aura output for Ken, he can use 1,800 aura, but when he uses rockets, it goes above 2,000. So this is showing you Gon's aura output is actually pretty strong, even when he's not angry. But yeah. And then we also get this line of dialogue here, like the way characters interact with each other, who's able to hurt who cannot hurt who, it gives you an idea about who has more aura than someone else, right? It gives you an idea where you can start painting a picture of it. We see Netero when he fights Meruem. Meruem is taking no damage, getting hit directly by Netero's Hatsu. He says it's like a toddler stomping its foot. It's nothing compared to Meruem's power. So that's showing you that like the aura gap is very big here. And another thing that backs it up, this is actually something that I really wanted to mention, is that Meruem survived zero hand. Okay, in the manga, he took like more damage than he did in the anime, but he still like just kind of casually brushed it off, and we don't even know if his Nen defense was at full power. But here's the thing I really wanted to focus on. Like, Netero's entire aura combined into one blast still could not kill Meruem. So, like, if you think about it, at most, Meruem's defending himself with just a, like, fraction of his total aura, right? That's how aura output works. Like, everybody is using just a fraction of their actual total aura to defend themselves. They're not, like... Gon's not putting 21,000 aura into just raw defense. He's using like, he's using 1,800. Okay, he's using like 10%. Like 1,800 is around 10% of Gon's total aura, and that's what he uses to like defend himself, right? So, Meruem using a fraction of his aura is like on par with all of Netero's aura. So like you can start thinking of things like that. It's like, I mean, let's just hypothetically say Meruem is using the same 10% Ken output that Gon's using. That would say like Meruem would then have 10 times as much aura as Netero. You can start making arguments like that, if that makes sense. But yeah, anyway, let's start getting into like actually scaling this stuff. Okay, I have a tier list over here. So I'll zoom in. Can you guys... On this tier list, are you guys able to read the different tiers that I made? Is this zoomed in enough for you guys to be able to see it? Are you guys able to see these tiers? Is this like clear enough? I'm looking at it on my phone. It looks like you guys should be able to see it. JB, you said YouTube gonna need a lot of new premium members now that they added 3 times speed. They added 3 times speed? I didn't know. Kisuke, yes, it's good. Okay, sick. So yeah, here are the different tiers. So right off the bat, I think it would be easy to just add like the biggest ones first. So like, where's Yuppie at? Yeah, Yuppie's right here. So we canonically know that Yuppie is at least 700k. Okay, lit. So, yeah, you said you can on mobile. Okay, yeah, same here. I'm looking on my phone too, and I can see it here. So we know that Yuppie's aura is at least 700,000. It might actually be higher. Meruem would be above Yuppie. Hold on a second. Put Meruem above Yuppie. There we go. Meruem's above Yuppie. And then when it comes to the Royal Guard, I think it would actually go something like this, like... And then Poof probably has the least amount of aura. This is a debatable thing, though. So we're going left to right. Like, left is the highest, and then it goes lower and lower. It's a debatable thing, to be honest with you. Who would have the most aura out of the 3 Royal Guards? Like, Pito might have more than Yuppie. But you could make an argument that, like, Yuppie has the most total aura, but Pito just has, like, more output, and it's just overall stronger. Where arguments like that would just come from, there was this like Yu Yu Hakusho guidebook that said that Pito was the strongest Royal Guard. I don't know if Togashi even wrote that himself. I just have seen that used before. What's up, Kazi? Yeah, JB, this tier list kind of is mainly for Meruem and the Royal Guard. I don't know if any other normal humans could get up there. Another thing I'll add, hold on, I might as well just do this right away. I got this picture for Don Freaksis. Don Freaksis is Jing's ancestor, who's supposed to be 300 years old on the Dark Continent all this time. If he survived on the Dark Continent for 300 years, facing beasts that could be like way stronger than Meruem, he should be top 1. Another thing that would back that up is like, it stated that you can just continually increase your aura output and your aura capacity through time and training. So like the longer you can stay in your prime, theoretically you should be able to just keep increasing that. But maybe there's a limit for humans, unless you're someone like Gon, who can who's stated to have bottomless potential. But I mean, you know, it's Don Freaksis. Like I imagine he's similar to Gon, like a Gon who just lived to 300. Okay. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's like a Royal Guard tier level guy, but just has insane hacks. But I find that hard to imagine. Like, I don't know. I don't think even someone like Pito would be able to survive the Dark Continent for 300 years without like getting stronger. I personally think it would be like this. What do you guys think about that? Yeah, Codename, you were saying Pito should be second because using N the whole arc. Yeah, that's another thing. Pito did use N for like multiple days on end without getting tired at all, which is a crazy Nen feat. Maybe Pito does have more than Yuppie, because Yuppie in just like 7 minutes of fighting had burned through like a fourth of his aura. Meanwhile, Pito could keep up N for days on end. So maybe Pito actually does have the most. Professor Fiction, you said, so just to be clear, is this like aura power, like AP and strength, or just aura number? This is just raw aura number. So like, we're just ranking who has the most total raw aura in the series, basically. You agree, Kisuke? Nice. All right, so I'm gonna put this like this, okay? Let's move on to the next one. So Netero, honestly, guys, I think Netero might be in the 100K range. I personally don't even think Netero has like 200K. So here's the way I was thinking about it. Like, Meruem, the way he's like written, he seems like he would be strong enough to kill all 3 Royal Guards by himself. He seems like he'd be strong enough to kill all 3 of them by himself. Adult Gon most likely could. Oh snap! I should have had an Adult Gon up here. Oh, I forgot to add that. Adult Gon would be above Pito, maybe even above Meruem. I forgot to add an Adult Gon. Whoops, my fault. But yeah, just imagine like Adult Gon actually probably does have more aura than even Meruem, just based off of like how it gets debatable, really, who would have more total aura, Meruem or Adult Gon, but I would lean towards Adult Gon. Like, there's a couple things that imply that. Like, one of them, the translations that say that Gon was, like, equal in power to the king when he was just standing there. And Gon has, like, Gon's a normal human being. Meanwhile, Meruem is the king of all Chimera ants, is created of just, like, better biology. So Meruem's base stats without Nen should be above Adult Gon's base stats without Nen, yet they're still equal with each other. That's only possible if Gon has more aura. Like, the gap in stats that are from their, like, just physical bodies, Gon makes up for that with just, like, a little bit more aura. So that's the argument I would use to say that Adult Gon would be, like, above Meruem but below Don Freaksis. He'd be right in between these two. I just forgot to add him to this. Professor Fiction, you said Yuppie was spamming giant attacks during the battle, whereas Pito is probably more efficient. Yeah, it's really debatable who's over who. It really could go either way. I'd feel fine with either one being second after Meruem, but I screwed up here. I wish I had added Adult Gon. He'd be right there. Unless he's already in this chart. I don't think he is. Nah, he's not. It's all good. That's where Adult Gon would go. But yeah, so what I was saying with Netero, I think Netero honestly might be around like 150K. Okay, the reason I'm saying this is because, let me just say the scale real quick, and then you guys in the chat let me know if you agree with this, disagree with it. I think Meruem's strong enough to 1v3 the Royal Guards. I think he might have as much aura as all 3 of them put together. Maybe. Or like maybe a little less than that. So, maybe. That's debatable. right? Like, I think Meruem is a bit above a million. If Yuppie's 700k, Pito's around 700k, maybe Poof's like 500k, then we could say like all three Royal Guards together are just like around 2 million, and Meruem might be above all of that together, or he himself is just like a little bit above a million. He's somewhere in the million to 2 million range in terms of just raw aura. And him using, like, let's just say he has a, he's using 10% of his Nen as defense, like the same way Gon was, if you guys remember. Let me just show you this example one more time, just so it clicks a little bit better, the thing I'm saying here. You can do it, computer. Believe in yourself, bro. I'm trying to open this. All right, here we go. All right. Okay, this is the example I wanted to use to back this idea up. We see here, Gon, his total aura is 21,000, but Knuckle says in this left-hand panel, he says, seems to me the max aura output you can use through Ken is about 1,800. That's roughly 10%. It's a little less than 10%, but it's easier math if you just say it's 10%, okay? If we apply that same thing to Meruem, Meruem's is probably higher than 10%. It could be 20 or 30. But basically, whatever Meruem's Ken was, it was like on par with Netero's Zero Hand. Like a little bit below Netero's full aura, bro. So like, basically, whatever Netero's full aura is, it's like a fraction of Meruem's power. So if I were to just give actual answers to it, I would put Meruem around like 1.3 million, maybe 1.4 million, something like that. And like Netero is like about 10% of that. I think Netero legit might be like 150k. What do you guys think about that? That's kind of something I've always thought about Netero, is that he's about 150k, just because his Zero Hand couldn't one-shot Meruem. Like, it couldn't even... It went beyond Meruem's defenses a little bit, but not enough to like one-shot eviscerate him. And if Meruem is just, like, imagine if Meruem did seem pretty casual when he just tanked that blast too. We don't actually know how much of his defense he was using. He might not have even put his defense up at full power. But if Meruem was using like 10% Ken the same way that Gon does, and Meruem's around like 1.4 million, 1.5 million, then that would mean Netero's total aura is 10% of that. It would be like 140k. So that's where I have Netero. If you guys disagree with that, let me know. And that it also explains why like he slapped Pito with his Buddha hand and it did nothing. Okay. The Wise Weeb, you said, I feel like the Royal Guard and Netero are way closer than you think. I think the big difference with Netero and the Royal Guard is he outskills all of them massively. So he would beat them in a Nen battle, but it's just like, in terms of just raw stats, I think they actually have like higher strength, except for Poof maybe, but Pito and Yuppie are like way more durable and way physically stronger than Netero is, but Netero would just like slap them thousands and thousands of times and eventually wear them down and then blast them with Zero Hand and probably win. Okay, who's the guy above Meruem? That's Don Freaksis. This isn't actually what he looks like. When people, if you type in Don Freaksis like into the internet, you just see a picture of Jing with like Super Saiyan 3 hair. We have no actual picture of Don Freaksis. This is just like the fan-made version of him. And right below him is supposed to be Adult Gon, but I forgot his picture. I forgot to add it. All right, so let's start putting some other people. Uvogin. I think Uvogin, he... Honestly, my guesstimate for Uvogin, I don't even know if he broke into 100k. He might be like right at the... I don't know if he's in 100k. Like, here, Morel. We know Morel is 70,000. We know Morel is 70,000, right? I don't know if Uvogin would have twice as much aura as Morel. I don't know about that. He might be in like the very bottom of 100k, like right at 100k. What do you guys think about that though? Like if I had to give a number to Uvogin, I would say like at most like 105,000. But I could see him just like kind of peaking at like 100k, even maybe even being like a 95, but just has like really high output. Another thing we never got to see, we don't know how many Big Bang impacts Uvogin can do before he gets tired. Gon could only do like 4 rocks, right? I think it was 4 or 5. But Uvogin might be like in the 90 to 95 range. Maybe he hits 100. It's hard to tell. We just never got to see Uvogin use aura until he was exhausted. I do think Uvo has more than Morel though, just because Uvo's stated to be the strongest of all the Phantom Troupe. And if you look in at the Phantom Troops, my fault. If you look at the Phantom Troops childhood flashback, Uvogin was like the strongest out of all the Phantom Troupe when they were kids. He was just bigger than all of them. I think he might be the oldest member too. I don't actually know if he's the oldest, but he was just bigger than all of them when they were children. And if they all got into fights, they're like, yo, Uvo will just straight up kill you if you try to fight him. But like as they developed Nen, he just stayed the physically strongest. But yeah, I think he has the most aura out of all of the Phantom Troupe members. Yeah, he probably just had really high output. That's possible, yeah. Okay, next let's put Krollo up here. So Krollo, so honestly, bro, Krollo, this is where it gets like a bit controversial. Krollo might not have that much aura, bro. Like he might not. He might be like 80k. Maybe. I think he has a little bit more than Morel, but I don't know if he makes it into the 85k. He might be just like peak 80. He might be 80. You might as well do like all the Phantom Troupe. So like, I think it might be something like this. We'll put a Lumi here. I'll put a few Phantom Troupe people down, and then I'll just like give my answers for like why I'm doing that. Hold up, the tier list straight up lagging. Full screen this, make it have less to process. Okay, let's put Phaeton. I think Phaeton, who has more between Phaeton and Morel? Here, I'll just put him up here, and then let me just put up all the Phantom Troupe, and then we'll like debate where these guys would go. So we have the Phantom Troupe. Let me put Knov up here too. I think Knov would have a little bit less than Morel. What's the other Phantom Troupe? Oh, Hisoka. Hisoka does have more than Krollo. It's kind of implied throughout their fight. I'll talk about that in a second here. Kaluto is fodder. Let me put Kaluto in the mid-level pros. Kaluto probably has less than Gon and Killua. Gon and Killua here. It's debatable who has more. Where's the other Phantom Troupe guy? We got Finks. Finks is probably... He's either like right above Morel or right below him. Man, let me put him above Morel for now. I'll be nice to him. I'll put Phaeton above. Maybe something like that. And where's Machi at? Chat, do you see Machi? Kaluto is fodder, low-key, true. You guys see Machi on here? Oh yeah, I see Machi's over here. Let's put Machi up here. Machi's like probably less than Phaeton. And I'll start talking about why I put all these guys here. Oh, Bono Lenov should go up here too. Hold up. Bono Lenov has some good statements. We'll talk about that. Go, bro, go. And then Bono Lenov, more than Machi, less than Phaeton. We good? Can you handle it, computer? All right, so let's start yapping about the Phantom Troupe, like, aura levels, right? So here's something that you could do. You could just, like, look at the Phantom Troupe arm wrestling rankings and then just say, okay, who's ever number 1 on the arm wrestling rankings, that's the most aura, and then just go down like that. If we were doing it like that, it wouldn't be that much different than this. Like, one of the only things that would change is, like, Finks would be above Hisoka, because Finks got 2nd place in the arm wrestling, and then Hisoka got 3rd. And that might actually be... So it gets interesting, right? Because Hisoka is a transmuter, and he's still like on par with an enhancer Finks is an enhancer. And Finks was like, the only people who beat him in the Phantom Troupe were Finks and Uvo in the arm wrestling. So like, if Hisoka's losing to Finks in arm wrestling, he could still have more total aura than him. Just like it's like the enhancer boost would be like the reason he's losing, but it's debatable. But yeah, Hisoka likely has more aura than Chrollo though, based off of how their fight went. When they were fighting Chrollo, like in the beginning of their fight, he stomped Hisoka out, like hit him with like dozens of kicks. It did no damage to him. He took a lot of attacks from Chrollo without taking like serious injuries from it. Meanwhile, there's a line of dialogue where Hisoka's like, Chrollo would not want to like block an attack from me directly with his body. That's something he's trying to avoid. So it's like dialogue like that implies that Hisoka was like the physically stronger of the two. And that would be due to like just having more, at least more aura output. But for this video, I would say like overall Hisoka probably just has a little bit more aura than Chrollo. But it's debatable who has more aura between Finks and Hisoka. It might be Finks. It might be Hisoka. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna put Hisoka above Finks though, just because like I don't know. I'm just gonna do it. I mean, Finks might actually have more though. It's a debatable thing. We don't know how close their arm wrestling match was. Like maybe Finks just absolutely obliterated him. We don't know. Okay. And then we have let's see. Illumi. So Illumi probably has more aura than like the 3 Zodiac that Hisoka was ranking. It would make sense that Hisoka was like ranking their aura level. That's what I think he was doing. So Illumi actually has quite a bit. Illumi's like on par with Hisoka. Wherever Hisoka is, Illumi's pretty close to it. So he should be pretty close to him. And you said Phaeton above Illumi. That's a debatable thing. Phaeton versus Illumi could be a whole video on its own, really. Which I'll probably do that. I'll probably do that someday. Yeah, and then when it comes to Morel, I think he's like a good middle ground level. Like this is the 70k benchmark right in the middle here. So I have these people like a bit above 70k. These people maybe a bit below. Phaeton, I don't know. This kind of looks good for Phaeton. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about this? Oh, and maybe Knov has more than Machi. Knov, move over, bro. What do you guys think about this, bro? Knov should be up there, kind of like a good ways up there too, because like, hold up, bro. My computer's like struggling to process this, bro. I think it's all right. So, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Knov should be up here pretty. Like he should be in this range as well, based off of like the line of dialogue Killua gave, where he looked at Morel, Netero, and Knov, and he's like, now that I've learned Nen, I can tell that you guys are insanely powerful. He said that about all 3 of them. We also get the dialogue from Netero. This was like Netero lying, where he said that he's about as strong as Morel and Knov. That was a lie, but maybe the aura gap between them isn't gigantic. Actually no, that's kind of cap. I think it is, because the moment they saw his Ren, they were like shivering their dimbers. So yeah. King Shadow, you've said you think Chrollo should be 110k to 120. I don't know if he's that high up there, to be honest. Like Chrollo, the big thing about him, it doesn't seem like being physically strong is his like biggest thing. Like he is strong, but he doesn't like overwhelm people with raw power. It's more like just strong stats with crazy abilities. I mean, there's also a scene where like Zeno is charging up his dragon hand, like just the like head of the dragon, and as he's charging it, Chrollo's like, I don't have the defenses to block that. Matter of fact, now that I've said that, let me put let's put Zeno and Silva up here too. output and total capacity are different, yes, but I think it would be weird for someone to have like a small amount of aura but massive output. Actually, no, Gon is an example of that, so it does get debatable. It gets debatable. So I guess that's the point of having the stream, so we can debate it. But chat, what do you guys think? Where do you guys think Chrollo should be? Because like, I don't know. If Chrollo was really had a ton of aura, I think he would have done better in the arm wrestling, the like Phantom Troupe arm wrestling, but output and capacity are different things, so that is a fair argument. I guess like the best argument you could use for Chrollo having a lot of aura is like we've never seen him get tired using his abilities, but I don't know, it's debatable. So I wanted to get Zeno and Silva up here. Where are they? Yeah, Gon's rock is kind of different. But, yeah, oh yeah, I agree. I do think Chrollo should be under Hisoka. I do think Chrollo should be under Hisoka. Hey, yo. Alright, oh. So, what was I looking for? Oh yeah, Zeno Silva. Where are they? Okay, I see Silva here. Let me put Silva up here. I think Silva would be above Morel. He might, like, Silva... Oh, above Illumi, too. He has to be above Illumi. Wait, did I not click Silva? You're not Silva. Who are you, bro? Get out of here, bro. I don't know who you are. Bro, my computer is crunching trying to... I have to close some tabs. Okay. Maybe that'll make it easier on my computer. My computer can barely handle the tier list. Oh, no. Wait, bro. Wait. All right. The tier list nearly crashed. It can barely handle it. Okay, let me get Silva up here. I'm going to put Silva right there. I think Silva, he has to be above Illumi. Illumi was a 95 on Hisoka's ranking. I think Silva would be above. Maybe Silva's above Hisoka in Raw Aura. He might be. He's like, they're very close, okay? And then where's Zeno at? Let's find Zeno. I think Zeno would also be above him. And I will start discussing why I think that. Just give me a second here. Bruh. Oh no. Every time I add a new person, like the page nearly crashes, bro. Every time. Alright, but it can handle it, man. Just gotta give it some time to process. Computer got unk status. How old is it? Bro, this computer is kind of old. I've had it for at least 4 years, maybe 5. Like, I had this before I started the YouTube channel. This thing might be like 6 years old, bro. Like, actually, I never really thought about how old this thing is. This is an old reliable, though. Every video I've ever made for the channel has been made on this thing. But, anyway. Okay, we got Zeno and Silva, right? So, this is, yeah, it's debatable. Like, they might actually have more aura than than freaking Uvo as well. Chad, who do you guys think would have more total aura, Zeno and Silva or Uvogin? I think Uvogin might be above them in raw aura, but like, obviously Zeno and Silva individually, they would just body Uvo, like maybe even just low diff him, to be honest. But yeah. I would have Zeno and Silva above Hisoka. So Zeno, it's easier to argue that because like your Nen output and your Nen capacity, they both increase like as you train with age. So like theoretically, the older hunters should just have a higher Nen capacity than like young kids like Gon and Killua. So like Zeno being like in his 60s, he really should have more aura than Hisoka, especially since like Illumi is already like on par with Hisoka more or less. Silva's the head of the family. I really just don't see anyone in the family like outdoing Silva in anything except for maybe Zeno outdoing him in like raw skill. But it's like if I have Zeno above Hisoka, I think I would also have to place Silva above Hisoka. It would just really, I don't know. That's kind of how I view it. King Shadow, you said Uvo doesn't have a lot of Nen capacity. I think he has a good amount, man. I think he has a good amount, just based off of him being stated to be the physically strongest of the Phantom Troupe. But what do you guys think about this, chat? Do you think Zeno and Silva above Hisoka is a bad take? Now, if we have post-mortem Nen Hisoka, I don't think post-mortem Nen amplified his like total aura. At most, it might have made his like aura like more powerful. Like it might have increased his output a little bit, and it like gave him new techniques he can do with it. But I don't know if it increased his total amount. Like the thing I would be basing that on is when Pito came back with postmortem Nen, it said that Pito's aura was amplified. That like tends to mean increased, but I think it's like more referring to output there. Kona, you said Zeno higher than Silva. Yeah, that's a debatable thing. You guys in the chat, let me know, who do you think would be above? You said put Zeno and Silva in the 85K tier. Do you guys think Zeno and Silva would be at 85K? If anything, it might be something like this. It might be like, move them to here. It might be something like that. What do you guys think? Like maybe Zeno's like exactly 80 and like Silva. How about Biscuit? Oh yeah, Biscuit would be cracked. Hold on. Biscuit probably has a lot. Like where's Biscuit at? So Biscuit in the manga, there's a statement about her where it says that she's trained beyond like the limits of her abilities as well. Like in the same way that Netero trained and pushed himself like beyond the limits of his potential, Biscuit has also done that. And I think she's also trained in the same martial arts Netero's trained in. Biscuit might be like, hold up. She might be the pinnacle of this or at the very bottom of 85K. Biscuit has to have a lot. Hold up. Can my computer handle moving Biscuit? Bruh. I don't even know if you guys can see that pop-up that keeps popping up where it just says page unresponsive. It's happened a couple times. But, all right, yeah, Biscuit's over here. What do you guys think Biscuit would be? So, like, here's something Killua says. He says when Biscuit transforms into her, like, adult, like, jacked state, her aura doesn't change. Like, that's just her, like, reverting to her normal self, right? Yeah. It gets kind of hard to scale exactly where would Biscuit be. We know that she one-shot Genthru's minion, like nearly killed him with one punch. And that dude had like more aura than Killua did, like the goons did. She probably would have one-shot Genthru as well, like the exact same way. And Genthru was implied to be pretty powerful. And also, but like more detailed information scaling for her is in the data books. The data books like have her physically stronger than Razer. And she might be a tier above Razer and Nen. I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to double check that. But the data books are like, you should take those with a grain of salt. They're like additional material. I don't even know if Togashi wrote them. Like it. Some links say that Togashi wrote them. Some say that he didn't. I don't know what's true, to be honest. Yeah, I think at the absolute lowest, Biscuit would be like, in terms of just raw aura, like in between Zeno and Silva, I think makes sense. She legit might be up here, bro. Hold up. If my computer can handle it. She might be... Chat, who do you think has more aura? Biscuit or Silva? Who do you think would have more aura? Biscuit or Silva, bro? This is a debatable thing. Because I could see Biscuit being in the 85K tier. Like, she might be a little above Silva in raw aura, bro. What do you guys think? You think Silva has more? I can leave it like this for now. It's really debatable, though. Or maybe they have the exact same amount. It's possible. But I think something like this would be good. I mean, honestly, I could see Biscuit even being above Silva in just raw aura. I could see that. I really could. Because she's gotten this powerful without even using like a real Hatsu ability. Just like raw physicals. She's kind of like the Yuji Itadori of Hunter x Hunter. If you think about it. Like the way how I think I was talking to Restless Gambler about this. Or maybe I like thought I was. I don't remember. But like in Jujutsu Kaisen, there's this statement where they're saying like if Yuji fought all of the students at Kyoto at the like Kyoto event and none of them used cursed energy, Yuji would beat everybody by himself. Bisky's kind of like that, bro. Like she's really beating like most of the verse without a Hatsu while everyone else has a Hatsu. It's kind of crazy. Put above Zeno and Silva. I might leave her here for now. I think I'm gonna leave her here for now. If a lot of people complain about it, then I might change Silva to be above her. But I could see Bisky being like an 86 or 87k. If Uvo is like a 90 to 95, I could see Bisky being like an 86. Okay, she's like a female Yuji, pretty much, bro. While we're at it, let's add Razer too. Where's Razer at? Razer. Chat, does anyone see Razer on this list? Oh wait, I just saw someone that deserves all the slander. Oh wait, no. Just the page almost crashed again for the 50th time. But it's all right. We're chugging along. Oh wait, no. I was trying to slander Wing. I accidentally slandered Razer. Hold on. I gotta put Okay, I'm putting Wing in the actual fodder. Wing probably actually isn't fodder in aura capacity. Wing might be like in the mid-level pro range, but everyone knows the one agenda I have in Hunter x Hunter is just slandering Wing. So I gotta stay true to that. But let me put Razer up here. Like, hold on. If my computer can handle it, you just have to give it a few moments. Just gotta believe. I think Razer does have more aura than Bisky, though. Come on, you can do it, computer. Please move Razer. Right there. All right. Okay, chat. Who do you think has more aura, Razer or Uvo? Wing should be in his own tier. Basically, yeah, Wing. The only other person. Hold on. Let me see. Let's see. Where is she? I'm looking for a person that I think would be a good even match for Wing. Maybe an extreme to fight even. Where is she at, bro? Hold on, I'll find her. Give me 1 second. I know she's got to be around here somewhere. Alright, bro, I can't find her. I was gonna put freaking Kamugi right next to Wing, but I don't even see Kamugi on this list. I know she's somewhere on it. Like, I've used this list before and, like, put Kamugi on stuff before, but... Oh, she's right there. She's right there. Bro, it's wild how my computer can, like, legit barely handle this, bro. This tier list is pushing my computer to its limits. Basically, my computer's performing a NEN contract to do this tier list. Yo, random name, thank you for the donation, bro. I appreciate it a lot. You said, I feel like Aluka Nanika is top tier in terms of aura because of the hospital feat. I think that may be the highest NEN feat in the series. That's a good point. Yeah, and there's always like a bit of contention around like, was that Nanika's aura or was that Gon's aura? It's hard to tell. It might have been Nanika's though. Like Illumi thought it was Nanika's. Or at the very least, you could say Nanika is strong enough to like repel that much aura. So like, yeah, Nanika might be top tier as well. I mean, Nanika definitely has the strongest Hatsu we've ever seen. If that's, some people don't consider that a Hatsu ability. I think it is. And if you consider it a Hatsu ability, it's definitely the strongest one in the verse. Just being able to like just be the Dragon Balls for the Hunter x Hunter verse. But yeah, she probably is like up there in the top. So I don't know. I mean, we really don't know, like, how much aura Nanika would have. But maybe it is, like, just Meruem tier, you know? Like, and she is, from the Dark Continent, so I wouldn't feel bad, like, putting her up there. We could put her up there. If my computer can handle it. JB, thank you for the donation, bro. I appreciate it. You said get yourself a new PC for real. Yeah, bro, I probably should. I probably should. My computer is chugging along, struggling with every picture I add to this list. Every time I add a new picture, I get a notification saying, page not responsive. Do you want to kill the pages? I'm like, no, bro. I don't. I'll put them right there. Lulu, thank you for the $10 donation, bro. I appreciate it a lot, man. I appreciate that, dude. I'm not sure if you wanted to say a message as well, but just thank you for the donation, bro. I appreciate it. Okay. So, yeah, we added Nanika up here. Oh, yeah, and I got Wings rival Komugi right here. I think if they were to fight, it would be an extreme diff. Maybe Komugi could take it. Maybe, like, Komugi would just, like, throw a Gungi piece at Wings' forehead and just KO him. I could see the fight going something like that. But yeah, let's keep adding people to this list. Okay, so Kurapika. Kurapika, I think, is like mid-level pro, but honestly, bro. Oh wait, hold up. I don't even remember adding Shalnark to this. But that's actually probably. When did this dude get up here? When did I add this black dude here, bro? I don't remember doing that. My computer is going crazy, bro. When did I add him? No, bro. I'm getting another page unresponsive. Nearly crashed again. All right. I'm trying to... Dude, my computer can barely handle... I'm trying to add Kurapika to this, but like my computer's chugging along at a snail's pace. Okay, there we go. All right, let's add Kurapika now. I think Kurapika would be here. Come on, you can do it. Maybe like like close to Shalnark. There we go. Yeah, that dude, this black dude doesn't even know Nan. I don't... okay, so yeah. I think Kurapika would probably be above Kaluto, but like, maybe above Shalnark too. It's hard to tell. It's hard to say who would have more aura between Kurapika and Shalnark. Like, I don't think Kurapika has that much aura, though. I really don't. I really do not think he has that much. He's, like, the whole thing about Kurapika is he's a genius, but he's pushing himself way beyond his limits by, like, sacrificing his lifespan. Okay. Kurapika's mid-level pro. I think so, too. I think Kurapika might have, like, 15k, like 16 maybe. Gon had 21,000, so I think Kurapika would be in like the 15, 16 range. I mean, he's just really powerful with hacks and stuff, but I don't think he has like a ton of total aura. Okay. It's debatable who would have more, him or Shalnark. Maybe he does have more than Shalnark, but it's debatable. Kurapika is just like a hacks conditional Nen, like 300 IQ merchant. Bro, my computer... I want to add way more, but my computer really is struggling. I'm going to add as many as I can, dude. So, let's see here. So, I wanted to add the Zodiac and people like Kite as well. So, like, Kite... I think Kite would be, like... I think he's in the same tier as, like, Zeno, Silva, all those... Not Silva. As Zeno, Hisoka, all these guys. I think Kite would be, like... maybe above Morel, but below Crollo, something like that. Let's see if we can do it. All right, computer, I believe in you, bro. Let's go for it. Boom. All right, let's see if the computer can handle this one. Kite is like 70k. That's what I'm thinking too. It says page unresponsive. You can wait for it to become responsive or exit the page. Nah, we're waiting, bro. You can do it. Kite, move into that spot, man. Kite above a Lumi. Maybe. It's tough. I mean, I think Kite being above Phaeton and like on par with Morel makes sense. I think Kite being on par with Morel makes sense. Like, he might be exactly 70 as well. Kite above Knov. Yeah, I have him above Knov too. But yeah, Kite might be above Illumi too. I can kind of see what you guys are saying with that. He might be above Illumi. It's tough. Like, at the lowest, I'd put Kite here. At the highest, I'd put him like on par with Hisoka. So in terms of raw Nen, it's kind of hard to tell. What's Portal Guy's name? Portal Guy is Knov. But I'll leave Kite here for now. Let me know in the chat if you disagree with that. Chimera Ant, Aura, Kite should be higher. Yeah, Kite does come back like with Chimera Ant biology, I think. So Kite should become super strong. I don't know exactly how much aura he has now, though, that he's like in a child Chimera Ant form. It might be less than when he was an adult, but he still said he was confident he could that he could kill that koala Chimera Ant, and he could still like use a sword, but he's like in a child form. Okay, who else should we add on here? Let's add Jing. Where's Jing at? Oh, he's down here. Jing, I'm definitely gonna put Jing in the 100K tier. This will be tough for my computer to move this guy all the way up here. It's gonna take a second, but we can do it. Jing and Botabai. Yeah, I think Jing is like 100K. He's on par with Netero. I put him around 100K. Botabai at the lowest would be in like the 80K, 85K range. But yeah, I'm just trying to move Jing up here, but my computer is like struggling with it. Okay, there we go. He's starting to make progress. All right, let's put Jing definitely above Uvo. I'll put him above Uvo, but below Netero. Kevin, you said just got here. What's going on with this PC? Yeah, my PC's just like struggling for its life, bro. Like, the tier list is just pushing it beyond its limits, man. Every time I like add a new character to the tier list, I get a like message on my computer saying page unresponsive. Do you want to terminate the page? I'm like, no, I don't. I don't even know if you guys can see that pop up, but it happens every time I move a character. Oh snap. Okay, hold on. Let me put him here. Here. Hold on. You can do it, computer. Believe in yourself, man. Does Kite have postmortem Nen? That's a good question. We don't really know exactly what Kite's ability even did. All we know is that Jing said Kite has an ability he uses when he doesn't want to die. If he's alive now, it's probably because of that ability. So that's all we know. Maybe. It might be. It might be. Okay, but yeah, this is where I'll put Jing. I'll put him here. Botabai, I'll put him... I think I'll put Botabai in that tier as well. He might be at like... I don't know. Botabai, we have no idea like the limits of his power, but he is the oldest Zodiac. He should be like pretty high up. Where's Botabai at? Oh, I see him. Dude, all the Zodiac are way down here. It's going to be... Okay. It's going to be another struggle. I think this is the only other Zodiac I'll put up here. Actually, hold up. Let me put Sayu up here because he's right here. It'll be easier. I think Sayu is also like in this 85K range. Maybe... I don't know. Sayu, he does seem more hacks based, but he's confident that he could fight someone like Jing. He's like not worried about that. And he has a line of dialogue where he's like, he could handle Beyond on his own. So at the lowest, bro, I don't know if any of these guys are below Uvo. Like, he might be above Uvo. I'm trying to move Sayu like in between Razer and Uvo. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll just leave it like that. Because I was gonna have Uvo above Sayu, but what do you guys think, Chad? Do you think Uvo has more aura than Sayu? It's an interesting question. Bro, I had some more people I want to put up here. Like, I have Prime Netero down here. I have Zig Zoldyck. I have Post Rose Meruem. Oh yeah, dude. Dang. There's a bunch of these I want to put up here, but can my computer handle it is the real question. That is the real question, chat. Let's try and get Zoldyck up here. This will be a wild one. I don't know if we can move these, bro. My computer can't handle it. I might just have to say where they would go, because like every time I move one of these ones from the bottom to the top, my computer nearly explodes, bro. I might just have to explain where they would go. All right, my computer, I don't know if it can handle moving Zig up here. Hold on. Yeah, I think Uvo probably does have more aura than Sayu. I could see that. Sayu and Razer might even have more aura than Sayu, if I'm being completely honest. It's kind of hard to say. I don't know if that'll move or not. Yeah, Sayu might not have that much. He might just be more a hacks and skill-based fighter. No, do not exit. Bro, I'm gonna have to like delete. Like, I think why my computer's chugging along so much is because I just made a video on it, and like I don't have much space left on my hard drive, so it's like operating on like 30 megabytes of space or something. Random name, dude. Thank you for the donation, bro. I appreciate it a lot. Where do you think Beyond Netero is on the list? Bro, yeah, good point. Let me see. So Beyond Netero, he's definitely, I would put him in the same tier with Netero and Jing. I think he's above Uvo but below Jing. That's where I would put him. Above Uvo but below Jing. It's hard for me to imagine Beyond being better than Jing at actually anything. Especially since we get the lines of dialogue where like the Zodiac are questioning if they even need multiple of them to like keep just Beyond in check. Like the Zodiac think like most of them would be able to 1v1 him. Well, not most of them, but like the Tiger thinks he could 1v1 him. The horse guy was thinking he might be able to, and Sayu said he could. But Sayu might have been lying. I think Jing is the strongest of the Zodiac, so I put Jing above Beyond. But okay, we finally moved Sayu behind Razer. It only took about 30 business seconds. Now, I wanted to move Zig Zoldyck up here, but chat, that might be an impossible task for my computer. Like, I have Zig, Prime Netero, Meruem, but my computer might explode if I move these up here, dude. So I can just tell you where I'd put them. Jeez, it's still frozen. Wait a minute. How is Uvo so strong? It's just based on like total aura capacity. So like, I mean, a lot of these people are just going to low diff Uvo. Like Zeno, I have Zeno at having less total aura than Uvo, but Zeno would like low diff him. I mean, Kurapika, I have Kurapika at like 16, 17,000 aura, but he's just like a hacks Nen condition merchant who like straight up low diff Uvo. Bro, my computer, no, bro. Okay, chat, I might have to just explain to you where the rest of these guys would go. Okay? Because my computer's like on the verge of exploding trying to handle it. How many people do I have on the list right now? Hold on, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Oh, we already have exactly 30. Okay, but I'll just tell you where I would put these guys because I don't think my computer can handle it. It keeps like borderline blowing up. So post Rose Meruem, I would put post Rose Meruem. I mean, like, we don't actually know how much aura Nanika has, right? That's kind of a debatable, questionable thing. But post Rose Meruem would probably be like either right below Nanika or right above Nanika. I think still below Don Freaksis because Don Freaksis should be 300 years old on the Dark Continent, handling like wild monsters. That should scale even above characters like post Rose Meruem. Don Freaksis should be handling them, unless he's just been hiding in the Dark Continent, like in a cave for 300 years. We don't know, but yeah, it's all like speculation when it comes to him. We don't really know how exactly strong he is. At strongest, he was strong enough to solo the entire west side of the Dark Continent, which is a crazy thing to comprehend. But yeah, post Rose Meruem, he's Meruem who absorbed 7/8 of Poof and Yuppie's aura. So like 7/8 of 700,000. I think that's like 5,000 aura. Sorry, 500k. I think it's something like that. Let me actually look. Well, let me see what 7/8 of 700,000 is to figure out how much aura did he actually get from Yuppie. So Yuppie had 700k, and then he gave 7/8 of it to Meruem, right? So he gave him 600,000 aura. Okay, and let's say Yuppie gave him around that much. Basically, he got like an additional million aura from Yuppie and Poof, and he like absorbed that into himself. I think Meruem already was standing at around 1 million, a little above 1 million. So like post-Rose Meruem should comfortably be in like the 2 million range. So I would actually probably have to make a new tier, just say 2 million plus, and put like post-Rose Meruem up there, Dawn Freaksis up there. That's where like post-Rose Meruem is. Adult Gon would be like above all the Royal Guards and has more raw aura than Meruem. I said that at the start of the stream, but for people who were just tuning in, that's where Adult Gon would be. Zoldyck would be at the peak of 150k, above Old Man Netero. I think someone in the chat asked, does Nen decrease with age? So it's like Knuckles says that like your aura capacity and aura output, you increase those with training over time. So like in theory, the older you get, the more total aura you should have. But it seems like those things start to weaken after a certain point. Like Netero said, he was less than half his prime strength. So you have to ask yourself, like, what does that mean? What became half? Was it his physical raw strength, or was it actually his total aura went down to half? That's a good question to ask. I don't actually know the answer. I think it's probably like maybe a combination of both. Even maybe he got physically weaker, and there's a point where like maybe your aura keeps increasing until you're like 50, 55, 60, and then when you start getting to like 70, 80, it starts slowly dwindling down. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. It's hard to determine that based off of Netero saying he's less than half his prime strength, and we know that most of your strength comes from aura anyway. I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting thing, right? So I think Prime Netero would have more aura than the Old Man Netero, but that's debatable too. It might just be the exact same amount. Maybe the only difference is his physical body is half the strength of his prime physical body was. Maybe that's what it was, okay? But I would put Prime Netero at the peak of the 150k. Maybe Prime Netero was like 200k, maybe. And Zoldyck and Prime Netero are on par with each other, but I would have Prime Netero at the very front, Zoldyck right behind Prime Netero, and then Old Man Netero would be number 3 on this list, okay? I might even, like, if my computer was working well, I might even create a new tier just called, like, 175k to 200k, and I could put, like, Prime Netero up there. All right, and then we have Benjamin. Benjamin is just like the jacked prince from the Succession War. Benjamin's probably like at the peak of mid-level pro, or he's like at the very bottom of high-level pro. And then we also had the fourth prince. The fourth prince is stated to have a tremendous amount of total aura. Like he's supposed to have like a terrifying amount. But I think it's terrifying just compared to like the fodder people that are around him looking at him. Like, here's something I wanted to say about the fourth prince. Like, here, let me scroll down to him so you guys can look at him. Where is he? Fourth prince is over here. He's like on the second bottom to the left, right? The fourth prince, the people who are hyping him up are fodder for the most part. Like, Hisoka's on, like, around the same area as the fourth prince, and he's like, he hasn't even been impressed with his aura yet. I think the fourth prince has less aura than the Phantom Troupe members, like Bono Lenoff and stuff. Because like Hisoka's on the ship, like nearby the fourth prince, and Hisoka has this dialogue where he's like, he got excited when he sensed Halkenberg's Nen ability, but then he stopped caring when he found out it was like a group power. But he said nothing about the fourth prince, so like Halkenberg's ability should have more aura than the fourth prince's, and then yeah, and you could argue that like the fourth prince has less than the Phantom Troupe as well. Okay, but if I had the fourth prince up here, I would put the fourth prince like around as much aura as Gon and Killua. Who is that? Bro, my computer is straight up bugging. Why is this dude up here look at who's at the top of the mid-level pro. I didn't put him up here. My computer's just like straight up grabbing random people and throwing them in the tier list. Get out of here, bro. Why is he here, bro? All right, chat. I think this is the limit of what my computer can handle. I think that's the limit of what it can handle. But that is essentially the top 30 tier list. Oh yeah, I just looked at the stream. You guys can see the pop-up. Like, it's telling you every time. Every time, like, I move a character, my computer, like, borderline blows up. Bro, get out of this tier list, bro. Alright. But yeah, chat, I wanted to move up Zig and all these guys so you could visibly see them, but I'm afraid if I do that, my computer might actually just start crying. Mark Ski, you said Kurapika needs to go higher just from him taking a hit from Uvogen without dying. Yeah, I mean, that is a good point. He could go higher. It's debatable, though. It could just be he has really good output, but he did tank that attack without dying. He might need to be a little higher, because I don't even think Gon and Killua could do that. So, I don't know. It's debatable where Kurapika could go. Just you saying that, though, I do want to put him above Shalnark, because there's no way Shalnark's doing that. Even with, like, an enhancement buff. I want to put him above Shalnark. Let's see if the computer can handle it. Can you do it, bro? Alright, good. Yeah, but the thing is, like, Gon and Killua have spent time specifically, like, trying to increase their Nen endurance. Like, they spent a lot of time doing that, and they're geniuses. I don't think Kurapika would be, like, above them in that one aspect. Kurapika way too low. I honestly think he has less raw aura than Gon and Killua, but I think it's like when he's using Emperor Time, his output skyrockets mad high. He also can't use Emperor Time that long without, like, passing out either. Actually, how long can he use Emperor Time? There's, like, a statement for it. But I wonder how long he can fight for, too. That kind of gives you an idea of how much total aura they have. Like, how long a character can fight without passing out, because when a character passes out from, like, aura exhaustion, that means they used all their aura. Yeah, Mark Ski, that's a good point. Like, Gon and Killua would probably die if they took a punch from Uvogen, like, straight up the way Kurapika did. But I think it's just, like, when he's using Emperor Time, like, his output just skyrockets. Because there was a line of dialogue like that, too, where when he was doing his water divination test, he went into Emperor Time, and actually, his aura might genuinely increase, because I need to look at what the exact words his Nen Master said. His Nen Master said, like, he either said your aura looks stronger or your aura looks bigger when you're in this form. So Kurapika might be higher up. But alright, chat, I think I'm going to end the stream here. My computer is just, like, struggling, dude. But, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at your guys' points. If I had to change anything, I would say maybe Kurapika would be a little higher, but I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to put him above Gon and Killua in just raw aura capacity. But he does have, like, just really insane feats, so it's debatable. Other than that, though, I think this is pretty solid. Meruem 1 million. Yeah, Meruem, I'd say he's about 1 million too. Mark Ski, you said, I can agree with that, but even then, I think current Kurapika can go higher, especially because he's been pushing the narrative. Yeah, he probably can. Where would you put Kurapika? You think you would put Kurapika above Gon and Killua now? I mean, I see him beating them, but in terms of raw aura, I don't know, because Gon and Killua worked specifically on their aura, like, a lot. That was, like, there's actually things where you can see Gon's aura increases. So, like, for example, in Greed Island, right, Gon passes out after doing 3 rocks. He just did 3, and then he passed out. But against Knuckle, he was able to do, like, 4... I think he actually did 5 John Ken attacks, and he was fighting with Ken and Ren at the same time. Like, with Ken and Gil and all these different techniques. So like Gon's aura from Greed Island to like the fight with Knuckle, he like tripled it, or like doubled it maybe, or tripled it. His Nen endurance tripled. So you can make an argument that like maybe his Nen capacity tripled too. Like he could only do 3 rocks and then pass out before. So like legit, maybe he didn't even have 10k aura. Maybe he had like 9,000 back in Green Island, and then in Chimera Antark he went up to 21k. But like, I mean, Gon is kind of a good example of how you can have a small, like a relatively small amount of total aura, but you can still do crazy damage and pull off crazy feats like with a Hatsu ability. Like Gon's rock ability like would one-shot most of the people in the mid to high level pro segment. Like he could one-shot Morel, right? So everyone who's like lower than Morel would probably get one-shot by it too. He might even one-shot like Hisoka with it if he landed it. Also, another thing, I think Angry Kid Gon's output is higher than 2,000. I think it might scale into like the freaking like 6,000, 7,000 range. You said that's what I've been saying, so why is Uvo so high? Wait, what do you mean? Wait, so you're saying you think Uvo has like low, like where would you put Uvo? I don't really see anything that would imply Uvo having small amounts of aura. Like every time people talk about their aura, they're like, dang, that's an insane amount of aura and stuff. Angry Gon, yeah, he one-shots pretty much any human if that rock lands. Uvo not above Zeno in terms of raw aura? Yeah, it's debatable. You think Uvo's below a Lumi? I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, like, this is not, these are not like power levels. These are ranking like how much total aura a person has. Like, there's a lot of people that are ranked below Uvo that would just like low diff him. Like Zeno's low diffing him. He's so like, I don't think Hisoka's low diffing him, but he'd beat him. Lumi would beat him too. Like he would really struggle with Lumi because he struggles with people who have like tricky abilities. But actually, that's kind of a debate on its own how that would go. Krollo's beating him. Phaeton would beat him with Pain Packer. Kite might be able to beat him too. So like just because you have less aura doesn't mean you're going to lose. You said think about it, Hisoka doesn't even talk about Uvo's aura. I suppose that's true. But I think it's just because like Krollo's there. And he's just more interested in Krollo as an overall combatant. Krollo has more aura than Hisoka? I don't know about that. Yeah, there's not really much to back that up. But alright guys, I think that's it for this stream. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys on the next one.